So yeah, so become the local go-to person. And then I also believe in starting small while thinking big. You know, a lot of people get lost in that idea of I'm just gonna admit, Charles, a lot of people get stuck in that idea of, oh yeah, I'm just a small business. Yes, that's a fact, but as much as you're still starting your business, you still have to think and just keep your mindset and mentality as if you're running like a Fortune 500 company, you know, because whenever you get there, you already have the capacity and you're still in the mental state to be able to operate your business, you know. Um, and I'll also kind of elaborate on that point within in the next slide here. Okay, so the reason why I say start small while thinking big is because what I've found in the past couple of years, as I've gotten an inside look into how a lot of these bigger companies are running their businesses. You know, everybody's saying the same thing. You know, the same rules apply whenever you're starting a bigger company or you're running a bigger company, and when you're just running a small startup. You know, you have to know your numbers, and I cannot stress how important this is. You know, it's important when you're presenting to investors. It's important even when you're making decisions within your company. You know, it's just you have to know your numbers, and within that kind of category, I truly do recommend startups to still have a business plan. You know, even if it's just an idea that you have, you still have to treat it again like a bigger company or like a big business. So have your first year projections, have your second year projections, even have your third year projections. Because again, when you have these numbers, it allows you to be able to see where you can take your business. You know, you can see your goals in real time and be able to kind of to just reflect and analyze. You know, so I do this at the beginning of every year. I write down my short term goals for the year, and then I also have written down long term goals. And then at the end of the year, what I do is I reflect on the goals that I wrote down, and if I accomplish them, then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna celebrate with my team. And if I didn't accomplish them, then I sit down with my team. We have an opportunity to look at those goals and be like, okay, well, why didn't this work? Then this is what we're gonna be doing different. You know, and again, all of that is because of a business plan and just having knowledge of how my numbers are. Um, Things like ROI, return on investment. You know, if I'm paying $500 for advertisement and then I'm only making $100, right? Like I'm keeping an eye on those numbers, and then maybe like that's an opportunity for me to relook at my investment, and then maybe say, hey, you know what, we have to look at what's going on, what's going wrong in this marketing plan or whatever. But a lot of times the numbers that are coming in, if you have knowledge of your numbers, it's just going to allow you to see exactly what's going on. And I always use the metaphor of the bus driver. You know, whenever the bus driver gets on the bus to drive it, they clearly know the destination that they're going. You know, they don't just get on the bus and drive mindlessly. You know, so and that's kind of the same idea with the business plan. If you know where you're taking your business, and if you have your short term and maybe 5 year goal, then you can always reflect on that. I practice this so religiously to the point where literally like every morning I look at my numbers, you know, and then at the end of the day I look at my numbers again, you know, so I know how much I can charge per hour. I know if we made money, and if we lost money that day, or if we didn't make money, you know, all of that. You just have to know. Like a soccer coach has a game plan. Like it only makes sense for you to know your numbers, even if it's just a startup. You have to know what's like gross versus like net profit. You also have to look into a balance sheet, and a lot of these things might seem like a lot, but you know, the more practice and the more research you do, the better you become at it. Okay. I'm gonna click again. And then here's another gem. So we talked about you don't need capital to start a business, especially in today's world. And it's something I call OPM, other people's money. Okay, you don't need to take money out of your pocket anymore to start a business. There's literally people out there that have money ready for you to just take. All you have to do is do a few things, maybe apply, maybe do it for some presentations or whatever. But it's the smartest move to do whenever you're starting a business, especially, is to try and minimize as much as possible how much money you're taking from your pocket, because of course you have to still have a roof over your head. And it's a lot smarter to just look for other people that are going to be funding your business. So yeah, gather accessible resources, raise money, and also venture funds are a great starting point as well. And we can also get into that later on. So I'm gonna go dig a bit deeper into where to look to get this OPM, this other people's money, right? So I have a great friend called Google. I whenever I'm in doubt, or whenever I want to get something, I just look up, search it up on Google, see who's giving out money, see how many grants are there in your local area, and you would be surprised how much money there is. And a lot of these too, all you literally have to do is just apply, and then you probably get like some kind of meeting where they ask you questions about your business plan is usually needed in these meetings, again emphasizing the importance of that. And then another great place to also look is your local I made a mistake here, a spelling mistake, but your local enterprise center. Okay, each city has a place called like the Kitchener Small Business Center. Here we have the St. Catharines Enterprise or Small Business Center, and a lot of these places, or all these places, are there for a purpose, and they're to help these entrepreneurs to start their business. And again, like if a lot of people, like they know these resources and they know that they exist, but they're too shy to go there. So if this helps, I'm going to tell you a little bit, just a small story on how I even just started on this business journey, right? So um I've always been an entrepreneur, like since I was really small, right? I was in Kampala. I would sell bananas on the side of the street. I would sell scrap metal, and just looking for ways, but I never really had an opportunity to go to like a venture capital to apply for funding or whatever. So like a few years ago, I was passing by like the Brock business school, and they had like like it was like some kind of grants or something for people to start their own business. And literally, without having a business plan, without knowing anything about how to properly run a business, I just walked in. And I remember like in the first year, like I would walk into like pitch presentations. And I don't know if you guys know the people from Dragons or the program Dragons Den. Some of them, like the panelists, would be people from Dragons Den. And there's me literally walking in without a business plan, without a presentation, and just blaring out these ideas that seemed unorganized to them. And I remember being called, somebody told me I seemed confused. And so it doesn't get any worse than that, if that makes you feel better, you know what I mean? So just walk in and ask your questions. They usually have like free webinars and free resources. And even if you literally have no idea what you want to do to as a business, they're also going to be there to help you, and they also have funding. And then for the people who are still finishing up university, there's a great program called the Summer Company Program, that gives you $3,000 to work on your business idea for the summer. And I've had the honor, and I've been blessed to be part of that program. So if anybody is within that category, please feel free to hit me up after this, and I can sort of guide you and help you to apply for that. And again, I'm offering my time to you for free. And there's also another one. If you're done university and you're still looking for funding, There's another program called the Starter Company Plus, that where you get $5,000 to work on your business and to start your business, and you don't have to the criteria is that you have to be done university or outside of school to apply for that. And again, I also have like resources on how to apply for that. Okay. So again, it's free freaking money. So you literally have no excuses. Like sometimes you talk to people and they're like, oh, I have this great business idea, but I don't have money to start it. That's false, because there's people literally giving out free money from the government, you know, your money that you pay taxes for. So there's literally no excuse to not apply for them. So just it takes a few clicks to find these things. um Another gem, this is a bit more kind of long term, you know. I like to focus on long term things, you know. I don't believe in short term quick gains things. And if anybody ever comes to you in the business world and offers something that's like that seems way too quick, like the gains are way too quick, I think you have more than enough reason to question that, you know, because a lot of the people who are getting that mailbox money have, you know, invested in something that's a bit more long term. And I like to call it generational wealth, something that I can pass on to my kids. And you know, from talking to a lot of, you know, my mentors who are running multi-million dollar corporations, one gem that I've gotten from them is that whatever you're doing, you have to build it, you know, from the grassroots, and build it to the point where, you know, it works for you even when you sleep, you know. So that way you're not trading time for money, you know. And I think that's also another trap that today's culture just, you know, kind of gets people on. You know, you have your 9 to 5 and you're just trading your time for money. So when you clock out, you're not making any money. That doesn't make sense. If you're trying to build generational wealth, whatever that thing is you're investing in has to make you money when you sleep. So for me with Blanc, I still am when I'm not here at the studio. Of course, I'm not making money. Even if I do, I have a team. It still takes me designing and doing hands-on things to make money. So my goal is to build Blanc to the point where even if I take a 1 week vacation, the company is still making me money, right? So that should always be the goal. And then also invest in assets that appreciate in value. I think, you know, just by looking at the attendance here, I think it's also safe to say that or to imply that majority of us are from the Black or African community. And one thing that we always see in our community is, like, you know, people flexing their wheels on Instagram or whatever, or the moment somebody gets a check, they ball out on like a Rolex or something. I don't believe in that. You know, if you can afford it and you have that throwaway money, then you can do that. And of course you have to enjoy it. But I think, you know, in order to build this generational wealth, you have to invest in things that the value goes up, you know, over time. So real estate is a great way to start. And you know, I in the past year, I recently invested in like in an income property, and we can already see the value going up, you know, through the rental. And we're also looking to invest in an Airbnb as well. Again, it makes money for me when I sleep. And if so, whenever you get that first $1 million check or whatever, you know, and you're kind of caught between buying that Lambo or the car, or the house, I think the house is a much smarter choice to go in, rather than the car that, you know, literally loses value the moment you drive out of the parking lot. But again, if you can afford it, feel free to ball out on that Tesla. And then the other thing too is, you know, whenever you build that one business that you're starting with, you know, also look to diversify your revenue streams. Basically, like try and establish or invest in other places that will make you money, right? So I run a marketing and design company, but I also now I'm at a place where I can begin investing in other places like real estate and etc. Okay. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you guys remember the Face app craze, but these are my lessons so far. So never work for free. So I'm sure you guys know the freemium model. Like Facebook looks like it's free, but at the end of the day, there's always a catch. There's always an intention. You know, for me with Blonde, like I understand my sales funnel, and you know the beginning is brand awareness. I have to establish trust and rapport with my clients. So usually I'll offer like a free consultation session at the beginning, you know, where you come to me and you tell me your idea, and you know we I kind of figure out what direction you're trying to go into. But at the end of the day, that free thing leads to an opportunity for me to sell. So if I hear somebody's idea, right, then I'll probably after that I'll pitch them like, hey, have you thought about branding? What does your logo look like? And then I'm creating an opportunity to sell. So just always look for opportunities to genuinely, don't be like that scammy sales, the car salesman that's trying to steal people's money, but just genuinely look for opportunities for you to sell your service, right? Don't just work for free. And then again, establish the value that you bring into the table and find a way to package that. And this is the boring, but I think you know really strong stuff. Read. It's the lost art. You know, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'm in the studio and there's literally like books everywhere, and even upstairs. You know, I'm constantly looking for ways that I can further my knowledge. So read, and if you don't want to read, then there's ebooks. You can listen to books. I remember one time I was hanging out with somebody that was like, "Yo, Chance, you don't read anymore. I don't see books." And then I was like, yeah, I'm trying to, you know, minimize, you know, and I was like, there's also a trick called, a lot of my books are also on my phone and you can store them on here. And whenever I'm walking or like, you know, taking the bus somewhere, I'll listen to a book. And there's also podcasts. And then there's also a great university called the University of YouTube. There's a lot of great resources there. And if you're looking for podcast recommendations, I also have a podcast called Conversations with Chance Mutuku, where I go a little bit deeper into some of these subjects that I'm talking about. I had to slide that in there. So again, at the end of the day, Jay-Z is famously said, "I'm not a businessman. I am a business man." You know what I mean? But what that means is it's a mentality, you know, and it's just something that you have to carry with you everywhere. Whenever I leave the studio, I'm not clocking out. You know, I usually get home and I'm probably still working on a few more things that I have to finish. But it's just the mindset that I carry with me everywhere. And again, I'm always a salesman, always selling my product. Um, and then this is kind of a little bit of a deeper topic, you know, but we live in a world today where a lot of people I feel like they're trying to let the word black owned, you know, label their business. But, you know, an advice that I'd like to give out to my fellow youth is, don't let the idea of just black owned, you know, box you. You know, you still your idea, your company, your business is owned by a black person, but don't forget that global, that bigger vision, you know. And at the end of the day, the idea should be to not just stay black owned, but we're trying to get to the same table and eat at the same table as the Apples and the Amazons and, you know, the Googles of the world. You know, we deserve to be there. So it's black owned, but we're serving global. And then the other thing too is that, you know, business is people. A great selling point for me is I'm always being transparent and I treat my clients like people. You know, whenever I see them, yes, it's an opportunity for me to sell my service, but I'm also listening to what they need. So if somebody doesn't need my services, I'll usually tell them, hey, you know, I know I can't really give you that service right now, but I know a great person that, you know, that I can recommend you to. And usually that client, you know, they trust me now and they will usually you know, come back. And also deliver great service. You know, don't just, if you're selling a product or something, make sure that each product that you're selling or each package that you're sending out, you're putting all your love and effort into it. because those are the things that will catch on, it's almost like a domino effect. If you sell something great, if it takes even more time for you to create or perfect your product, take that time, because when you deliver great service, the work will come. And I always, like, even my team knows this, I'm really, really keen. If we're delivering a logo, if we're delivering a website and something is off, like something is off center, like we will grind until it's perfect. And then whenever we give that to the client, they can clearly see the work and time that we put in. And usually the business will come back to us and we get more referrals, and that just equals more business, rather than you just giving out a crappy product and then just you getting bad reviews. Delivering great service works out on your favor. Trying to get through this as fast as possible. So, and then this is a bit more subjective. Bet on yourself, and of course, invest in yourself, and look to the university of the internet. Literally, like, we have in a lot of information to our readily available to us at any time. So there's literally no excuse for you to not do what you want to do. There's answers out there. There's people who have been through the gauntlet, and it only makes sense for you to, even if it means you having to slide through somebody's DM, do it. And I also say bet on yourself, because at the end of the day, I was talking to JD a few during Christmas, and it's really true. In order for you to survive in this business world, you have to believe in yourself to a certain degree, where it might even seem crazy to other people. Over the years, I've lost a few people who thought I was crazy. I've had people laugh at me. I've been through a whole bunch of things, but at the end of the day, the thing that will always just keep you focused and keep you resilient is that idea of you believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And again, I talked about that first experience, people saying I was confused. You fast forward to today, whenever I'm doing talks or whenever I'm presenting or delivering products, a lot of these people are the same people in the room. And I'm like, hey, you laughed at me, and here we are, still having fun together and eating at the same table. So again, bet on yourself, believe in yourself, and you truly will make it. And if you need a little bit more encouragement, I'm always here to clap for you. And then also just make sure you're still being grounded by your value and purpose. Again, for me, I am obsessed with ideas, and I want to see, I believe that that better world that we all envision is a world where everybody is doing something based on their purpose. I don't know if you've ever walked into an office and you can just tell, you see a janitor or someone, and they're just so happy, like they're doing their job, and it just makes you happy, seeing them what they're doing, even if they're not making a lot of money. And to me, that comes down to purpose. And if everybody is doing something that aligns with their purpose, the world becomes a better place. Of course, you become your environment. So if you surround yourself with vultures, you will become a vulture. And again, another mentor of mine said, like, if you surround yourself with eagles, even if you're a seagull, you're gonna evolve to become that eagle as well. Because if people around you are pushing you to become better, then of course you're gonna become better. And then collaborate, find opportunities to work with other people. And then if you fail, make sure you're failing forward. Like, I don't believe even in the idea of failing. I believe in learning. If I lose a client, then I'm gonna use that as an opportunity to become better. Again, I'm gonna recap places to look. Google it. Like, if you're looking for resources, and you're looking for things to kickstart your business, the best place to start, or to make that first step, is just Google it, and then usually your local enterprise center will have resources, and they're more than happy to help. And then if you're still in school, still in university, you have an idea, apply for the summer company program. And if you're out of university, there's something called the Starter Company Plus. And then lastly, just give back. Things like this for me are always some of my favorite parts. Using some of the knowledge that I've learned to to give back and to be able to share with other people. Again, I do not claim to be a business expert, you know. Nonetheless, I do believe in sharing the little stuff that I've learned over the years, because you know I've gone through glass ceilings, and I wouldn't want anybody else to experience some of the glass ceilings that I've experienced. So always looking to give back. um, and then again, if you're going to take away something from this conversation, other than reflecting on yourself and finding out truly what you stand for, and you know, finding your values, soon is not a date on the calendar. So you got to start now. If you're waiting for tomorrow, there's somebody else in the world that's literally started today. So start as soon as possible. And if you want to keep up with, you know, whatever else I'm working on, you can hit me up at Chance Mutuku on all social media platforms. If you want to see what Kabaka Concept is doing, you can check it out on Instagram. Same thing with Blanc. And then be sure to tune into Conversations with Chance Mutuku. That's my podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, all of that, however you take your podcast. And yeah, I think that should be it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for making time to listen. And I think we have 6 minutes, but I'm gonna open it up for questions, and hopefully I can get through as much of them as I can. Thank you.
Perfect, Chance. Thank you so much for your presentation. Chance, can you make me the host again? Just go on that little three thing, and then I can take it over. Thank you so much for that knowledge, man. That was really, really cool. I hope that everyone had a very good time. Now we're gonna go to the engaging part. But before I can start, just give me a few seconds here. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so obviously, thank you. These are called youth talks. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is just the beginning, and I hope, you know, we'll invite more people. I want to hear from Adrian. I want to hear from Charles. I want to hear from JD at some point. So I hope that you are sparking your interest, but also invite your friends, because I think we can really learn from this. So thank you so much, Chance, for your sharing your amazing you know, story with us. Now we're going to go to the Q&As. I know we have 5 minutes, so if you have any questions, please feel free to you know, just pause it, short, clear, and then Chance can try to answer it. But again, he shared his information, and I can share this information with you if you're interested. But for now, I'm going to open it up to you guys. All right, let's go. And if not, we have a bunch of questions here. Chance can pick randomly if he did not address any.
I have a question.
Yeah,
sir.
First off, well done. You've impressed me, man. I'm excited to see where you're going.
thank you.
My question is, it's more of a request. I want you to brag a bit. I was looking on your website, saw some of the partnerships you have. So I want to know, what has one of your favorite partnerships been where you've given value to a company and they've ideally paid you money?
Oh, that's a great question. So, man, our portfolio continues to grow, and there's still even projects that are unreleased with some pretty big names. Like we've recently, the biggest client so far we've worked with is Adidas Originals, and that campaign hasn't even gone public yet. It's still in the Germany headquarters getting approved. Although that's our biggest, surprisingly, my favorite is a local gym that just started. This lady, it's called the Fitness Spot, and they do strictly TRX training. And this lady came to me literally with just a napkin sketch at the local cafe. And fast forward today, we have worked with her from branding, website, and we're also doing her digital marketing.
Nice.
And she has like an actual space that I literally drive by every day. Like I still get chills talking about it, but she's doing well. She's accomplishing her goals. So I mean, and the list goes on. I get to experience this on a daily basis, but that's so far my favorite. It's incredible. It's just amazing.
Well done.
It's called the Fitness Spot.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, bro. And again, thank you. I appreciate the love, guys. Again, I truly believe in. I love it when I can talk to people and answer their questions. So I'll make a long shot and even request for Jean-Claude to relaunch this. Maybe we can even do an additional 20 minutes or something for people to fully get to their questions, because I would love to just dissect and hear about everybody else's ideas. Is that cool?
Yeah, so if everyone is open, absolutely, I'm more than willing to do that. Just remember, basically, I think we can use the same link. So once we get kicked out, feel free to just reconnect again, and we'll be more than glad to let you in. All right. So basically, it's the same thing.
Dope.
So what about, I just read one of the questions here. I don't have enough money. And I know you kind of touched on it, but this is a common question. So I don't have enough money to start. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Jean-Claude. So yeah, again, this is something that a lot of people think about. We try and save our wallets as much as possible, which is another smart thing that you should be doing. There is money out there being given out for free. I call it OPM, other people's money. The government is giving away money, and you're paying it's your money, because a lot of it comes from your taxes. So first step is Google, just search for, it's called search for like free grants, free business grants. And then also go to your small business center. Every city has a small business center. Literally walk in. And I also like to play dumb. Sometimes I might know something, but I'll just walk in and be like, hey, how do I start a business? And they will usually kind of like spoon feed it to you in words that you can understand. Go to your small business center, and they will teach you and help you be able to get this money, and try as much as possible to not take money from your pocket. Guys, I want to hear your beautiful voices. I see Marie and Carly. I see Charles.
Okay, I have a question.
We have a minute.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on? Oh, I think I'm up. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What keep you motivated, and like what keep you motivated?
Oh man, great question. And we have like less than a minute, so it probably will cut me off.
So here's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to get kicked off. Just relog on onto the same information, all right? If you're still in.